I read the comments again, guys and gals, and I know that you're not supposed to do that, but y'all are such a good source of information that I cannot help but engage. And this one's a little bit concerning to me, so we're making a video about it. To set the tone, there was a discussion going on about gas rings in the comment section down below, and it was pretty cordial. It was kind of going back and forth a little bit, and it started to take a little bit of a turn. And I noticed that one of the dudes seemed to be pretty knowledgeable about the topic, information that I have individually confirmed. And I was like, hey man, you should make a dedicated post about this so that I can pin the comment. So he did. And then from that, like 60 or 70 people like piled on it. And apparently what he said must have been insulting to somebody over at some cesspool like arfcom.com or some Reddit page or something like that. You know, one of those places where a bunch of people get an idea in their brain and then they go take it elsewhere on the internet. If you're taking a multiple choice test and the answer is B and everybody in the class answers C, that does not mean that the answer is C. That means that the whole class got the answer wrong. Anyway, I went back to get a screenshot of it for today's video and it was missing. So the only thing I can think is that the original poster deleted it. You know who you are. So thank you for today's video topic. Today we're going to talk about gas rings, and specifically we're going to go test gas rings at the range. But first we got to talk about what gas rings are. These are the three components that we're going to be talking about as far as how they relate to gas rings and stuff. So this is the carrier, the bolt, and the cam pin. So we'll just go ahead and assemble this really quick. The gas rings are located right here. And there's a chamber that is created between this surface here and the bolt carrier group. And this is what it would look like assembled. Now, when it's in its rearmost position, as in on its way to put around in the chamber, or if it is sitting there in the bolt lock position, it is in this orientation. When it comes forward and grabs around, it's going to push it out of the magazine, and then it's going to catch it on the extractor, and then as the bolt comes to home, I'm going to do this in such a way so you guys can see it, it's going to rotate. What that rotation does is lock the bolt. When the gun is fired, gas is siphoned off from the barrel and it comes back into this gas key here, and then it pressurizes this chamber that we talked about. And what's going to happen is, as it's pressurized, these lugs are going to catch against the lugs of the breech, and a separation is going to occur until we reach about, yeah, I think you guys might be able to see that. Yeah, you can see that. About right there. And then all that stuff is going to vent. This now is unlocked, and any residual pressure allows the bolt to continue to travel rearward, operating the gun. So the function of those gas rings is to create a gas seal, and as you can see, they're not perfectly the right size. They move around a fair amount. They are there to act as a bushing around this circumference here, against the inside of that chamber. And now we're going to go to the range and demonstrate why everybody has lost their mind. But before we do, we had to hear a word from our sponsor today, which is Sonoran Desert Institute. Have you ever considered a career in the firearms industry? Or wanted to learn more about a particular discipline as it relates to guns? Perhaps you're under intense pressure from your family to go to college, but you realize that's a really bad investment because the only things that you're good at are guns and basket weaving. If any of that is you, then a course of study at SDI might be right up your alley. What did you major in school? Guns. Sonoran Desert Institute is a DEAC accredited online college focusing on programs and courses pertinent to firearms. So if you're into gun repair, ballistics, or learning about firearms, SDI might be something you want to look into. They even have funding plans and payment options available for anybody who doesn't have a pile of money laying around, like most of us. So if you're interested, you can catch up with them at sdi.edu. I know you guys have seen this one before, and if you missed the video that we did about this one or containing this one, then I'll have it linked in the description box down below. But all gas rings installed, works fine. I know that you guys are shocked. Now, one thing I did not include in that video is that that gun uses a nickel boron firing pin. So there you go. And we're going to strip off a single gas ring here. Single gas ring. Put it right here so I don't lose it. Two gas rings. Runs fine. Drop in another gas ring. Try not to drop it, like literally. Back in, down to one gas ring. Runs with one gas ring, guys. Wouldn't that be equivalent to them all being lined up? Wouldn't it be worse than them all being lined up? I think that you guys knew where this was going, right? Last gas ring. Ugh. I didn't say this is good for your gun. Did not put one in. Did not eject it. Did not eject it. Didn't make it out. And, oh yeah, it did eject that one. So you need a gas ring. A gas ring. And the point is that the three gas rings are redundant. So if one of them does have a piece missing, or two of them have a piece missing, then that isn't the part that's going to make it quit. Now, the thing I will say is that you could tell that there was a difference in the way the gun cycled throughout the whole test, and I can't show you guys that. You know, I can't make you feel that through the video, but there is a difference between using gas rings and not using gas rings, obviously, but it's not as critical as someone who sits around their house all day and worries about crap. It's not as critical as that person might think. So there it is. You can see it. Now it's very careful to put this back together without twisting the gas rings at all. Crap. Screw the rest of the thing up though. I know that you guys are shocked by this result.